Hi, this is Nishchal Kumar, and hi to my Facebook family at the outset. You see, you would know my name is Nishchal Kumar. I don't need to mention it, though I mention it. You would have observed that I did a video maybe a day before yesterday in reference to mental health. So I explained in that videos why it is dangerous to reach psychiatry for sorting out your mental health issues. So today I'll kind of share with you information on ways to handle mental health issues. So the first way is obviously exercising, brisk walking for 10 minutes, for 30 minutes daily, and balanced food and eliminating stressors are the root cause of your mental health, or meeting clinical psychologist. And there is a second way, which is solve your mental health crisis via courtesy yoga. There are two very potent yoga technique which will help your brain heal. It will help you solve many brain problems, particularly for people who are suffering insomnia. The techniques that I'll going forward demonstrate to you, I'm going to demonstrate to you those techniques. So those techniques are going to come very handy in resolving your issues. So basically, you see, I'm talking about two techniques called Brahmri Pranayam and Anulom Vilom Pranayam. These are very potent techniques. Before I demonstrate to you what is the correct way of doing Brahmri Pranayam and this Anulom Vilom Pranayam, I want to demonstrate it to the people publicly, because you know these YouTube videos and information available in Google are incorrect. They are not giving you the right method. I have been observing and researching Brahmri and Anulom Vilom for a very long time, couple of years. So you see, if you are really interested into knowing much about yoga and integrating it into your daily lifestyle, please mark these words. Please take what I am saying very seriously, because whatever information I am sharing with you is scientific, true and objective. The best yoga center is located in Bihar. The world's best yoga center is located in Bihar. There's a place called Munger. Wherein you will find the world's best yoga center. So I was in talk with the authorities in this yoga center, and they guided me in terms of how to do Anulom Vilom and Brahmri properly. So people who are more interested into getting familiar with the nuances and the particularities and integrating it into your lifestyle, I would highly recommend. Believe me, you people across the globe, USA, Australia, New Zealand, go there. But these people are not marketing them. These people, yoga center at this place, Bihar, is not marketing them, Munger Yoga Center, because they are least interested in making money. And there is too much traffic. Too many people are coming. But try your luck. You'll have to follow up, meet the SOPs and protocols. The contact information and all, I believe, would be available on internet, or maybe you can get in touch with Bihar Tourism Department. Bihar Tourism Department, they will share with you the contact details. So after having said that, you see, this Brahmri and Anulom Vilom is a gift to human society by our rishis and munis. Nevertheless, let me emphasize, this Brahmri and Anulom Vilom has been scientifically proven to be extremely effective, productive in healing your brain and bringing about lot of other benefits. You see, there's a place in India called Nimhans in Bangalore. So Nimhans is the India's best place hospital in terms of catering to the needs of people suffering mental issues. However, I don't promote Nimhans because I am against sorting out your mental issues with the help of psychiatric doctors. I have shared with you the reasons already. So even consider this, but even places like Nimhans, which is the India's best hospital for mental care, and including AIIMS, Delhi, AIIMS across the India, Apollo, these hospitals, renowned hospital, including the psychiatrists, are telling people to do Brahmri and Anulom Vilom. They have a specific unit in their hospitals. These units have yoga instructors who will teach you Brahmri and Anulom Vilom. So you see, a lot of study across the globe, scientists, doctors, they are studying this and trying to understand the particularities and the niceties. But why? But till now, what all information is available, I'll share with you. You see, there are two types of things in body, which is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Now, this sympathetic nervous system helps you fight difficult situation. It helps you during flight and fight mode. On the contrary, the parasympathetic nervous system, when activated, it relaxes your brain. It calms your brain. So it has been found that practicing Brahmri and Anulom Vilom calms and relaxes your parasympathetic nervous system, thereby inducing deep, high quality, high duration sleep. Trust me, these techniques, Anulom Vilom and Brahmri, is extremely potent in solving, and you can get the insomnia and you can get the results from the day one. I assure you, try it for yourself one day and you'll see the result. It's a panacea, kind of talisman. So besides having to activate parasympathetic nervous system, which is involved in the relaxation of mind and calmness, there are other things that Brahmri and Pranayam do. It increases the melatonin production, which is a sleep hormone. It reduces the level of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So in combination, it relaxes your mind and induces deep, deep sleep, quality sleep. Both depth and duration of your sleep improves. So if you're getting good quality sleep, 90% of your mental health issues are solved. And you see, it's not just limited to melatonin production, reduction in cortisol level and activation of parasympathetic. It also stimulates vagus nerves, and it also you see releases uh, gamma waves. You would know that there are 4 waves necessary for sleeping. So this practicing Brahmri and Anulom Vilom releases gamma waves. These gamma waves, reduction in cortisol, activation of vagus nerves, and increase in melatonin production, activation of parasympathetic system, they all in combination help you have a very good sound sleep. So research is ongoing. They are trying to look at it from different perspective, and clinical research is happening. More will be more genuine, authentic information. I am sharing with you the kind of information that I am sharing because a lot of people think that Brahmri and Anulom Vilom is just a practice which is offered by our rishis and munis. It's an ancient practice. What I am trying to stress upon is that it has got a scientific base, and it is not Nishal Kumar who is saying it's got a scientific base, but within India, all across the globe, research is happening and it has been found that yes, indeed, it helps in improving your sleep. It helps in improving your cognitive abilities. It helps in increasing your understanding level. It helps in increasing your concentration level. It helps with creativity, imagination. It helps with concentration, and it also leads to creativity development, and it makes you mentally strong. You'll be able to negotiate through the hardship of life with ease. You will able to withstand the hardships of life because it makes your brain stronger. So having given you the scientific context, now I would like to demonstrate to you how Anulom Vilom and Brahmri is to be performed. So you see, you kindly observe this video very keenly. First I'll start with Anulom Vilom. You see, while you're performing Anulom Vilom, there are certain do's and don'ts. Please don't perform Anulom Vilom and Brahmri on a full stomach. If you have eaten food, then don't practice these techniques. There should be 4-hour gaps between your meal and Anulom Vilom and Brahmri. The best is to practice this technique first thing in the morning after having to freshen up. That is the best timing, because it regulates your circadian rhythm, and your natural biological clock is proportioned. So best thing is early in the morning on an empty stomach you can do it, and if you have had food, then keep a 4-hour gap. But please don't do this Brahmri and Anulom Vilom at night. After 6 o'clock in the evening, you should not be doing these practices because that will interfere with your sleep. So that is the caution here. And you see, lot of Rishi Muni says that you should do it in Sukh Ashan. But I have observed that many people are not able to manage Sukh Asana. You can YouTube Google Sukh Asana to see as to what Sukh Asana is. Nevertheless, Brahmri and Pranayam can also be done sitting on chair. But there are some protocols to be followed. What are those protocols? The first protocol is that your body should not be slouching. Your spinal cord, your back should be straight. It should be you should sit in a comfortable position, but your spinal cord and your back should be straight. So after having done this, I will demonstrate to you how Anulom Vilom is supposed to be performed. there are three steps involved. One is inhalation, the second is kumbhak. One is inhalation, the second step is kumbhak. Now what is this kumbhak? Kumbhak is holding your breath. After you have inhaled, hold your breath for as long as you are comfortable, probably 5-6 seconds, and then release the breath. So first step is inhalation, second step is kumbhak, and this third step is exhalation. Kumbhak is very, very necessary. It's, in English I can say, like holding your breath. Now I'll demonstrate to you how it is done. This is your left nostril. You close your, don't concentrate too much upon your fingers. These are actually karam kands, and you don't necessarily have to know the karam kands. You can do it sitting on the chair, but your spinal cord should be erect. Empty stomach, first thing in the morning is the best time. So you see, you close this. I'm doing this video because there's lot of incorrect ways in which things are being shown on YouTube's and other platforms. And whatever information that I'm sharing with you is through a collaboration made with the teachers at Munger Yoga Center. There was this guy, Mr. Saraswati Nand, who taught me all these techniques. So please observe me minutely. You close your right nostril, inhale through your left nostril. This inhalation should be very, very slow, continuous, gentle, but very, very deep. Mark my words. Inhalation should be slow, continuous, controlled, comfortable, but deep. Like this. Hold your breath. After you have inhaled from your left nostril, fill your lungs, hold your breath, which is called kumbhak. After you have held your breath for 5-6 seconds, and inhalation should also take 5-6 seconds, exhale through your right nostril. After you have exhaled through your right nostril, inhale from the same right nostril. Controlled, deep, slow, comfortable. Again inhale 5-6 seconds. Hold your breath for 5-6 seconds. After holding your breath, release in a very slow, gradual way for 5-6 seconds, or as you're comfortable with. So that completes first chakra of Anulom Vilom. So I had to actually explain, which is why I could not make a muted demonstration. But now I'll make a muted demonstration. The process is inhalation, holding of breath, and release. So look at this very minutely. That completes one chakra of Anulom Vilom. You see, in order to achieve result, only the right method, if you are doing it in a incorrect method, if your posture is slouching, if you are doing it fast, not in a rhythmic way, controlled way, whatever I am saying in this video is extremely important. So hang on every word that I have used to explain this process of Anulom Vilom. So for beginners, 5 minutes is okay. 5 minutes of Anulom Vilom and 5 minutes of Brahmri is okay. But people who have had expertise over a time can do Anulom Vilom for 10 minutes and Brahmri for 10 minutes. Now for patients, people suffering mental health illness, I would say that do it right away from the day one, start doing it for 10 minutes. So doing Brahmri 10 minutes and Anulom Vilom 10 minutes would take you 20 minutes. First should be Anulom Vilom and then take a pause for 1 minute and then do Brahmri. So I have explained to you how Anulom Vilom is done. Now this Brahmri kind of has not been promoted the way it should have been promoted. Brahmri is at least 100 times more effective and potent in solving all your mental health issues. It's a magic. Within 1 day, you can see the result for yourself. If you are insomniac, have problem in sleeping, on day 1 you will see the results. So I'll show you that 2 ways basically to do Brahmri. One is like, okay, back should be straight, spinal cord should be straight. There's a cartilage here, this cartilage, and there's a hole there in your ear. Press this cartilage to close that hole. So there's a hole here and there's a cartilage. Press that cartilage to close the ears like this. After you have done this, inhale again slowly, comfortably, continuously, as long as you can, deeply. And when you are exhaling, produce the sound produced by honeybee. That sound is called humming sound. So that sound is like this. This is called humming bee sound. Please, I lodge a caveat. Don't produce Om sound. Producing Om sound is incorrect. You have to hum. You cannot produce Om because that is a wrong method. So, I will demonstrate to you once how it is done. Closing ears. So this is how Brahmri is done. So inhalation, inhale slowly as deep as you can, and while exhaling, keep your mouth shut, close. Produce the sound. The sound is produced in vocal cord, but release it through your ears. And while you are releasing the sound, you will see, you will feel a vibration on your nasal passage. While you are producing that sound, and when you touch your nasal passage, you will see that vibration is felt. If you feel that vibration, then you can be rest assured that you are performing Brahmari correctly. Now you see, some people say you should close your ears. But if you have to do Brahmari for, let's say, 8, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, your hand, this thing starts to pain. So even if you don't close your ears by closing the cartilage, it's okay. It's not a big deal. There's no problem. You just sit in a comfortable position, erect spinal cord, in a chair or on a sukhasana, whatever is comfortable to you. There's a word called Sahaj. You should be in a Sahaj. Things should be very comfortable to you. You should not feel the stress. So that is very important. So you will be able to build the expertise over time. It will take 15 days, 1 month to build expertise over this. But the results are guaranteed. Nonetheless, I will demonstrate to you Brahmari one more time without pressing my ears, and that is, it is very okay not to press that ears. So you look at this. This sound can be produced for 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15 seconds. So you see, I'll tell you, it also increases the production of nitric oxide. So when nitric oxide levels are increased, then your blood vessels dilate. And when your blood vessels dilate, there is a greater flow of oxygenation. So Brahmari also leads to greater oxygenation to your tissues and cells. So basically, I have tried to integrate Brahmari and Anulom Vilom, which is a traditional ancient practice, with the scientific reasoning. What was the scientific reasoning? Point number 1. Activates parasympathetic system. Point number 2, increased melatonin production. Point number 3, reduced cortisol level. Point number 4, stimulates vagus nerve. Point number 5, regulates circadian rhythm. Point number 6, and there are other ways, other fallouts also. So it's a completely scientific technique world over. You can see the literature, but please try to understand things. You may not get authentic, reliable information on Google, unfortunately, and YouTube. You will have your own axe to grind, because information on Google and this thing, information on Google and YouTube is always a question mark. The quality and authenticity of information is question mark. But trust me, what I have said is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So use that method and you'll see. I have explained to you the scientific aspects of Brahmri and Anulom Vilom. So you see, it, besides many things, it also makes you intelligent. Brahmri and Anulom Vilom over time, when done regularly for 6 to 1 year, it makes your mind creative, intelligent. It increases your understanding power. You will not feel brain fatigue during hard shifts. It creates creativity. Your imagination power will improve. Your memory power will improve. Your reaction time will improve. So everything that I am sharing in this video is 100% true. There is no element of misinformation, and I'm doing this video to share the authentic and quality information, because you see, a lot of people are not able to combine ancient technique of yoga with futuristic and contemporary science. So I have explained to you the science behind this Brahmri, and then it's a gift of God by our rishis and munis. So to feel the magic, you have to do the magic. And believe me, you, from the first day itself, you will see the difference. That's my challenge. From the first day itself, I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm just trying to speak Turkey, make no bones about it. Call a spade a spade. It's done. I'm doing it as a social service. I don't want money. I'm not marketing it. But I have learned this technique in 5-10 years. I have developed an expertise over these techniques in 5-10 years. So therefore I am sharing with you these techniques, because it's very necessary for the society. So Brahmri also has physical benefits, Anulom Vilom. It will help you with diabetes, blood pressure, this kidney, liver, heart, health, in many other things. Brahmri, the research is going on, and more facts and figures are around the corner. But it's a scientifically proven technique. Besides, it's a gift of our ancient rishis and munis. So, let me hold for some time. I'm tired. So, after having explained what is the benefits of this Brahmri and Anulom Vilom in helping you with helping you increase your mental capacity, physical capacity, and mind you, your energy level also increases manifold. Both your physical and mental energy level will increase manifold. See, there's one mistake that I did in my last video. I have used the word judicially. So I stand corrected. That was a blooper and a howler. The word was not when I have said prudently, judicially and meticulously. Actually, I meant prudently, judiciously. That is a correction I want to make here on this platform. Because you see, whenever I am doing a video, I don't prepare anything. Everything that I say is spontaneous. I cannot make public speech with a prepared mosquito, with a prepared speech. That is not my style. Though this is, and the second thing, you see, in that video I forgot to mention some crucial aspects of psychiatric drugs. These psychiatric drugs, over the time, what happens, you will develop tolerance to the kind of psychiatric drugs you're taking. And once you create tolerance to that drug, by tolerance I mean your body would not achieve the same level of effect, and therefore the kind of dose you're taking would not work, and consequently you would have to increase the dose, and then it is a vicious cycle. So that was also a problem. And when you increase the dose, the chances of side effect increases exponentially. Now the question is how to withdraw from these drugs. I will share with you the knowledge and how to withdraw from these drugs. Please remember these names. There are two names I'll ask you to remember. Name number 1, Asthon Manual. I repeat, Asthon Manual. This manual is kind of SOP, standard protocol, which is followed by people across the globe, including India, You'll find the literature there, and you'll find all the relevant information. Aston was the individual who has helped thousands of people withdraw from the psychiatric drugs. So after having observed the withdrawal symptoms in thousands and thousands of people, she has written this book. This book is available both in hard copy and soft copy. Search it on Google. If you're lucky, you may find that book. And the second is Taper Clinic. On Instagram, there's a psychiatry who are helping people to do the withdrawal. It's called, the name of that channel is Taper Clinic. So I've shared with you the sources through which you can understand the issues involved with withdrawal in more cogent and effective manner. But I'll share with you briefly what is to be done. The SOS is never ever try to withdraw from these drugs cold turkey, which is shitty. By shitty I means you must not stop this drug abruptly. It takes time. It might take 1 year, it might take 1.5 years to eventually taper off. By tapering I mean gradual, very slow reduction of the dose over 1 year, 1.5 years. You see, the rule book says, by going by Ashton manual, she has recommended that you should increase the existing dose you're taking by 5% to 10% every 2 to 4 weeks. This is the standard protocol, but you have to be wise. She has also suggested that, you see, it's the response of an individual to these drugs are very unique. Although largely standardized, there's also an element of uniqueness. Your response to the withdrawal will be different from others' response to the withdrawal. So you have to check for yourself. You have to work in collaboration with a psychiatry. Now it is very difficult in India to find psychiatry who will help you with withdrawing from these psychiatric drugs. Unfortunately, these psychiatrics will kind of bump you off from these drugs. Within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they'll let you off these drugs, and that leads to pause. What is pause? Protracted acute withdrawal symptom. The problem is that if you face pause, then it can lead to permanent brain damage, which you want to avoid at all cost. So when you go through the withdrawal, you'll also face this problem of bind, which is benzodiazepine. I'm talking about benzodiazepine group of drugs. Benzodiazepine induced nervous disorders. But over a time, as I have already mentioned in my earlier videos, brain can self-correct itself. Brain is the most resilient part of the body. It has the ability to self-correct itself, and the only healer is time. It takes long time to heal your nervous system. There's a process called neurogenesis and neuroplasticity and other processes through which brain corrects itself, but it takes a long time. You have to go through the difficulties, find a support system, find people who will help you during your withdrawal process, because you would need support. And there are groups like benzo warriors, and the benzo buddies, and like olanzapine withdrawal group, clonazepam and benzodiazepine withdrawal group. So become a member of those groups, and these groups are good in terms of having to provide you that succor. So collaborate with your psychiatry, collaborate find people who would be providing you the moral support, encouragement, because that is going to be very challenging. You will need support. So, and if you want to know in graphic details how it is to be done, buy a book. The name of the book is Aston Manual. And there's a second option on Instagram. There's a channel which is being run by a very famous psychiatry, I forgot his name, called Taper Clinic. So you first learn the ropes, invest your time, at least for 15 days, study, know for yourself what is wrong and right. So I was trying to suggest that once you are tapering at the rate of 5% to 10% every 2 weeks to 10 weeks, every 2 to 4 weeks, you have to see for yourself what your symptoms are. Sometimes you would want to slow the rate of taper, and sometimes you would want to increase the rate of taper, and sometimes you just want to hold the rate of taper. By taper, I mean gradual reduction. So you do your research, you'll have to study more, and this Brahmri and Anulom Vilom will help you phenomenally to overcome challenges that you'll face during the process of withdrawal. And even for normal people, this Brahmri and Anulom Vilom is a magic. I, in my personal capacity, has tried to share authentic information with the people with an intention to empower and educate the society, and I hope I have been able to do justice. With that said, I hold my horses, I hold my rhinos, I hold my bulls, and there is one more specific thing that I hold, and I hold it. Thank you.